Fable has caused a bit of controversy on social media over the past few days. It was wrecked over the trailer's lead female character being a bit of a masculinized mess, and of course, any criticism was called misogynist, and now someone online has fixed the image, simply making the character look more feminine, and journalists and snowflakes are melting down over it. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube membership. So I actually wanted to start with this Game Rant article. Of course, whenever I'm talking about Game Rant lately, it's because they're putting out absurd pieces just like this. Fable's protagonist controversy is Horizon Forbidden West all over again. Now, if you guys do not remember the Horizon situation, basically going from the first game, Horizon Zero Dawn, to Horizon Forbidden West, they decided to change Aloy's body type and body proportions. They made her a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker. They broadened her shoulders and they changed her facial structure, and people were not happy because they basically made her look a bit more ugly. People, of course, decided to question this, and journalists and snowflakes also called us, misogynists for not accepting that not all females are sexy and bombshells. And someone online did actually fix Aloy as well. They put her basically through an AI generator and changed the way that her face looked, and artists, redrew her and slightly made her look a little bit better. And they freaked out over this, but now the same thing is happening to Fable, and their reaction is exactly the same. It says the Xbox Game Showcase opened up with a new trailer for Fable, kicking the showcase into high gear straight from the get-go. Fans have been wanting a look at the game for 3 years, and Microsoft finally delivered a trailer so beautiful that many believed it was CGI. No, it has been repeated over and over again that everything shown for Fable was in-game footage containing a few slices of gameplay, and combined with Fable-like conventions, a back-to-roots approach, and more, there are a lot of reasons to be excited about the Xbox title. And yes, this is true, people have been waiting years for Fable, but this trailer overall was underwhelming to people because, I gotta be honest, half of it did look like CGI. It did not look like in-game footage, and they claim that it was, but I'm really not buying it, and a lot of people aren't either. But also, one of the major problems is this female character. Except for some reason, here we go, Fable has been mired in controversy for this trailer. In fact, one could argue that Summer Games Fest and all the recent gaming events dug up a controversy around women in the industry. Now, what they mean is that 80% of the trailers we saw featured female protagonists. They featured females in the lead, or females being highlighted in the teasers and trailers, and a lot of people have questioned this. I personally didn't think too much of it, but yes, it was noticeable. And they also say that many were quick to point out how few women were on stage for Summer Games Fest. People like Jason Schreier called out the industry for not having enough female presenters and enough developers that happen to be female that are presenting projects. But of course, what is actually on screen, what is actually in the game itself, was pretty diverse. Lots of women of lots of different, ethnicities, and, body proportions and looks in the games. But of course, that's not enough to these people. It says, in turn, this also kicked off the age-old female video game protagonist debate, where, when pointing out how few there are, people react with the fact that they exist. I am not trying to be very self-centered here, but I did put up a tweet that got over 2 million likes, where I did exactly this, and I'm just feeling like it was that was a statement that was targeted towards people like me. I'm not saying me specifically because other people did this as well, But I think that it's pretty odd that they mention this and word it this specific way when, I had a tweet blow up about it and I had just talked about a Game Rant article and absolutely shit on it. But it says people will point to Bayonetta, Tomb Raider's Lara Croft, Horizon's Aloy, or Assassin's Creed of Aveline, as if they were somehow nullifying the fact that very few exist. There's really not, a lack of female video game protagonists. They just want to pretend like there are to push their narratives, but they say the Fable and Horizon Forbidden West's controversies are exactly the same. And going to the tweet itself, this is all that the person put out. They said fixed Fable, question mark. On the left is the AI generated look, and on the right is the actual character that is in the game. Now, I do want to point this out. In my original video on Fable a few days ago, it will be linked down below, I talked about how this is modeled after a specific actress, and I showed her Twitter, and a lot of people are picking up on it now, but the actress who this character is modeled after is an extremely pretty lady. I don't understand why they decided to make her look more like masculine and just overall more dumbed down, because she is a very pretty woman. But they did decide to do this, and that is why people are fixing it now. Now, I personally don't like the look on the left, simply because it's basically like full-blown makeup and this like windswept air wrap hair. I don't like the look of it, but at the same time, I completely get their point. I get where they're going with it, and I love the fact that there are people melting down over this, saying, you guys are disgusting for imagining this character in a different way. What does it matter to you? If you don't like it, you can simply ignore this post, but clearly they have not, since right now it has over 11 million views. People are saying things like, I know it's been 13 years since the last Fable game, but has anyone commenting ever played the games? It's clearly the homely character, and that's the neutral look, and you'll likely move up and down between ugly and attractive based on your good and evil rank. And this is true. Fable does have a lot of systems that change the way that your character looks, but I don't think that they're really going to do that here. We don't have any solid, concrete evidence where they have announced that they are changing the way that the character customization system looks, but clearly you see this character at multiple points in the game doing in-game actions. As the article said, it was in-game footage. She looks the same throughout all of them. Maybe they were back to back to back to back, or maybe they just randomly decided not to highlight this major feature in the game. But I personally think that they have this set protagonist, and that this is the way that she looks, and it's not going to change. I could be wrong, because this is the way that Fable has worked in the past, but I just don't think it is the same this time around, judging by the footage that we saw. Pretty good. I like this one as well. I like this one a little bit better, primarily because she's got like the braid in her hair, and it does look a little bit more Fable-esque, but at the same time, we shouldn't have to AI generate new images for a character. I completely understand that not every single character is going to be a blowout bombshell. I am totally okay with that, but the way that they butchered this female character versus what her actress actually looks like is a crime against humanity. Higher fans energy. How about fixing that smell and getting in the shower? I think that it is hilarious that the snowflakes that are melting down just boil the argument and conversation down to you're ugly, you're fat, you're smelly, something like that. They can't actually argue against the fact that somebody did this as like a fan art and did it in a way that they felt, hey, I'm just gonna share this on social media because I think that it looks good. No. They cannot accept the fact that people are allowed to do this online. And of course, like I showed, the Journos are now melting down, saying that, of course, this is just something that we've seen happen time and time again, and people can't accept the fact that not every girl is pretty. But yes, they are all melting down over this very, very simple post on social media now. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.